My light bulb moment.
My light bulb moment.
My light bulb moment.
Light bulb moment.
Today, I got to ask multiple geographers that question. When was your light bulb moment? The moment that you realized this is what you were made to do.
And why should people be geographers?
My light bulb moment happened in my freshman year of college. I was taking a class on political and economic geography. That was actually a mistake. I wasn't supposed to be in that class. A class that I had registered for that was a requirement got canceled on the first day of classes. And so I was scrambling the first week of the semester to find another class, and my RA told me this political and economic geography class looked good, that just fit with my schedule. And so I took that class, and our textbook was Knox and Agnew's Geography of the World Economy. And just reading it, taking that class, I was just like, oh my God, there's a name for how I think, and it's geography. So that was my light bulb moment.
My light bulb moment, I read somewhere one time, I wish I could remember who said it, but specifically for urban planning with me and why I wanted to study that, is that urban planning is like botany, which is interesting, another metaphor that I love. And it's studying the city in all of its different ways, and the way that it grows, and the way that things are happening here, but other things are happening here, and the way that we can kind of try to grow it a certain way, but ultimately things are kind of just gonna do what they do. And so thinking of it as that was really inspiring to me, because it's what I see every single day in everything I do. It's where I walk, it's who I see, it's why things happen in the spaces that they do, and why spaces are shaped by the people at the same time. And I thought that that was just everything I've been seeing all along, and it just made sense that there was some way that people have been studying that. And that's kind of where my light bulb went off of, oh my gosh, like I'm already studying this every day, so.
My light bulb moment was probably last year, speaking with another student who recently graduated, Gracie Fleming, about what geography actually is, because I don't think I understood it before then, how geography impacts the way people live their everyday lives.
My light bulb moment probably came when I was a master's student at Yale, and I was a biology undergrad and an ecology graduate student, and I had gone to the Yale School of Forestry to pursue my passion in ecology and wildlife ecology and what have you. And there was a class. So the School of Forestry and Environmental Studies, or Environmental Sciences at Yale, was a very interdisciplinary program. It had anthropologists, it had ecologists, it had biologists, it had economists, and it had geographers. And I took a class called Political Ecology with Nancy Peluso. And the only reason I took it was because a girl that I was really interested in was taking it, and I knew that this was an opportunity to be in a class with her. Her name's Wendy Gerlitz. And so I enrolled in political ecology for no other reason than Wendy Gerlitz was taking political ecology. And it was taught by a woman named Nancy Peluso, who's now at Berkeley. And Nancy Peluso was a geographer who studied under Michael Watts, who is one of the most famous geographers, contemporary geographers today. And it was a class that blew my mind. And it also just so happened that at the time, on sabbatical at Yale, was a professor from Florida named Rod Newman. And Rod Newman and Nancy Peluso were good friends, and Rod Newman was also a political ecologist who had studied under Michael Watts. But Rod Newman was also a wildlife ecologist turned political ecologist. And he was at Yale working on his book on poaching and wildlife conservation in Africa. And he came and he spoke to our class, and it was really the first time that I was actually able to take and see myself, and my interests in the environment and in ecology and how they might fit into a larger sort of social program. And it was just remarkably liberating. And it was definitely one of those moments where I totally took a different path than I was expecting to take. And I knew that this was the path that I've been looking for. And, my relationship with Wendy ended years and years ago, but obviously my love for geography kept on. I would go on to do my PhD at Clark in geography, and the rest, as they say, is history.